watching, the women. I was always fascinated, but I felt like it was limited when I was growing up, and now I see, speaking of Io Sky, the first thought of this match was, how high is she going to? What is she going to jump off of at this point?
Yeah.
That was my first thought. I'm like, Io, please be safe. Like,
yeah, for sure.
I know, like, I love Io Sky because she does defy gravity sometimes. I mean, like, she's jumping off of, she's wearing a trash can too. Like, sometimes the eyes get covered with my hands. Because I get scared now. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
like, being a referee too, you're like, oh my gosh, but you have to watch. But
Hey, she takes some serious risks, yes, but
she is,
98% of the time.
Yeah.
98% of the time, it comes out on the good side for her.
I'm amazed. It's to me it's stunning. To me it's an actual art at that point because like she's putting her entire body, like she can't see, so like she's actually taking a risk. But what I love is that I feel like the women's division is trying new things. We're trying things. Maybe we get hurt sometimes, but we do come back from those injuries and we try again. Me personally, I've fallen in love with it. I mean, 5 years old. That's when I started watching wrestling really and growing up around the business. But then like, I mean, I don't know. Like I mean, I'm, as the kids say, I'm cooked. But being in World League, it's so nice to have a group of women to support me as well.
For sure.
Yeah.
100%. Well, we've said it on this show many a times over the last year and a half or so, that we feel like the women's division in as a whole, WWE, AEW, MLW, TNA, I mean the local indies, the whole 9 yards, the women's division is almost heads and shoulders above what the men are doing nowadays because of the fact that the women are just innovative with what they're trying to do more so than what the men's side of things are doing. It's almost like sometimes it's a cookie cutter with the men's side of stuff. They're doing the same things over and over and over again, and it starts to get a little bit stale. But on the women's side, it's like they're trying new things almost every other match, and no matter which organization that you're watching or looking at. Herb Simmons, what do you think about the women's division against the men's division and that whole dynamic?
Well, I think the women's division is definitely in the forefront now. For many years, it wasn't, and one of the reasons was the lack of the females out there wanting to pursue that challenge. But now I'm like you. I think that the ones that are out there, and I go back to Lilith Khan, who was out there making a name for herself now. 6'7", 6'8", trained at the Ace Wrestling Academy. Big Texan had a lot to do with the success of her there. In fact, she's going to be in a match at the Fanfest against somebody else who had a match with us a long time ago, Tootie Lynn.
Tootie Lynn.
Who now, you talk about somebody who's made a name for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a difference in size there in that match, but as I've told Lilith Khan, and she knows it, that's one thing, she takes nothing for granted, that what Tootie makes up in her size, she's going to make up in her speed and her knowledge. And out of all the matches that we've got scheduled, I'm going to make sure I see that one, because I think they've already told me they're going to raise the bar, and so the men better come prepared and bring their A game.
Cool. And see, that's another awesome thing, I think, is the attitude of the women. Man, they're killing it. I mean, absolutely. They're like you just said, we're going to go out there and do this and try and beat that type thing. So, very cool stuff. Hey, we're up against our very first break of the second hour. Actually, before we take that break, Big Texan has something that he wants to get off his chest, so we'll let him.
Well, I'm just saying the women have finally been given an opportunity. Before they were just a special match, back in the 70s and 80s. It was just a special match. You never really saw it. And then Attitude Era, it was more of a, bikini contest type atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're actually wrestling, so they're out there getting the job done. But it's almost like they're doing great because it's the first time you're allowed to see them do it. So they're trying to ramp that up, and I agree with them. They're doing great. But yeah, so give them more time. Give them more opportunities because they're going to take it. They're eager right now.
Very cool. Very awesome words from the big Texan right there. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and take our first break of the second hour, I should say, and it's only going to be about a minute long. So we will be right back after these words.
This is Tony Chartrand, Assistant Vice President at Community State Bank of Missouri, serving the community for over 130 years. We know that daily decisions should be made locally. We're locally owned and operated by people actively vested in the growth and development of Lincoln County. For loans or other banking services, visit
Aaron, will you do me a huge favor? Will you run into the hallway real quick over here and shut that door? It keeps opening and closing for some reason. Maybe somebody's standing there. I'm not sure.
It's a ghost
Could be.
of Christmas past.
It could be.
Tools you need to get the job done right, not only in the retail store, but in the rental area too. Bobcats, excavators, dingos, and lift equipment. 65-foot boom lift, scissor lifts, and more. Need something a little smaller? Old Monroe Lumber Company rents saw.
Coming to you next.
Jackhammers.
Where are we going?
Tag match with Danhausen, Miz, Kit, all that kind of thing.
Delivered to your job site. Take a look
Mics are going live.
online@OWLDALL.com.
Well, welcome back. Hour number 2, Uncensored Wrestling Talk. Yes, we are live inside the Gateway Fiber studio of News Radio 105.3 FM, 1280 AM, KYRO. Of course, we're also live on our Facebook page. You can find that, Uncensored Wrestling Talk, the Uncensored Wrestling Talk YouTube channel as well. H.G. Daniels, we are on X.
I'm posted on X right now at UW Talk KYRO.
Nice. And Superfan, we've got a Discord channel, my friend.
Yes, the Uncensored Wrestling Talk Show.
Very cool. Every day that ends in Y. Awesome wrestling going on each day of the week. Hey, you know what? You never know. One of us, two of us, all three of us might be in there chit-chatting about what's going on that particular day or evening. So join us on there as well whenever you get the chance. We'd love to have you on there. H.C. Daniels, let's go to you real quick here on this tag team match. It'll be the Miz and Kit Wilson taking on Danhausen and a partner to be announced. Number one, what do you think is going to happen in this? And who do you think that Danhausen is going to pick as his partner?
Regardless of who he picks, Danhausen is going over.
Ooh.
Kid Wilson is not designed to be a winner at this point.
Ooh.
He's not. That's not who he is right now. He's Disco Inferno. He's the J word that we're not supposed to say.
Ah.
Am I wrong?
I don't know. Do you feel that you're wrong?
No, I don't.
Okay then. That's all
And the
that
Miz
matters.
is using his star influence to keep Kit Wilson up a level, but Kit Wilson is still not designed to beat a fan favorite like Danhausen. Now, who his partner is going to be? Gosh, it could be pick a babyface. I'm not sure. Jury's out with me on that. Who do you think?
I'm
Like
kind of in
Royce
the same
Keys?
boat, regardless of who Danhausen
Right.
picks. He's probably going to come out the winner of that. I don't think Royce Keys, because we just seen him have some interactions with Jacob Fatu and getting attacked by Solo Sikoa and Talatanga.
Maybe you're right.
So I think that's going to be a situation where Royce Keys is going to be more involved in. But gosh, who does Danhausen go and pick as his partner? Maybe he shows up with nobody and it becomes a 2-on-1, but he still has got that curse going on. So every time that Kit and Miz turn around, they're stumbling over their own feet. And
Who has like Kit Wilson feuded with, or the Miz feuded with, like recently? That would make sense for Danhausen to choose. I can't even think of it.
I can't either.
Jelly Roll's the only
Jelly
one.
Roll.
Well, that's what we talked
Yeah.
about like a month
Oh
ago.
Lord, we're gonna get Jellyhausen.
Jelly Roll and Danhausen. Right. Like what else is there?
Mr. Simmons, what do you think about this and the
I think
character of Danhausen?
Who is he? Is that Doogie Howser?
Yeah.
Yeah, I meant that, I'm old school. I mean, I hear these names, and like I said, the Big Texans keeps me abreast of all this local stuff because until something really changes and I can feel that old school mentality, I really don't keep up with the modern day stuff. I'm more on the WLWs and the SICWs and the local stuff because that's the ones I want to see be our next legends out there.
I got you. Big Texan, I got to get your thoughts on the character of the one and only Danhausen.
I said it before, it's like a cash grab thing, More power to Danhausen though, because he basically just came from where I am right now,
Mm-hmm.
He just came from the independents, even though he had an AEW contract.
And he was still doing stuff on the independents, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So, I mean, I like it, I enjoy it. I just hope it doesn't get too old, because he's the funny sidekick guy, and right now they got him in the main event spot on his parts of the show. So, I mean, I like it for what it is, but you also know what it is, if that makes sense.
For sure, 100%. Now let's turn our attention to the WWE United States Championship match.
Did you want to do predictions on that? The Danhausen match?
Well, you said that Danhausen was going to win. Superfan over here says Danhausen's
Did
going
you?
to pick
Yeah,
up the
that's
win.
I missed it.
And I also think that Danhausen, regardless of
That's
who
when
the
I used
partner's
the
going to
bathroom,
be,
remember?
Okay.
it's going to be the winner in this.
Sorry.
But that United States Championship match, this whole thing with Trick Williams now being the champion, beating Sami Zayn at WrestleMania, hey, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that part of it. But this whole gingerbread man thing.
It's not even worth
and-
talking about.
Yes, it is. It's worth talking because this is good radio here.
Is it?
Absolutely, it is.
I think it's 2 against 1 already.
Is it good radio to just crap all over something? that
Sometimes,
somebody's doing?
because then maybe that word gets out and somebody in the right spot will hear it and see that there is a huge backlash against this and cut it.
Okay.
You never know.
I guess you're right.
You never know.
Dear
I had
Paul.
one word. I had one word to describe the situation on Friday Night SmackDown when Sami Zayn had a life-size statuesque of a gingerbread man in the ring, and he beats it up, rips his arm off, basically kills the gingerbread man. Now they're going to end up having a funeral for the gingerbread man next week on Friday on SmackDown. My one word that I described it as, all capital letters, stupid.
Okay.
So
Pause.
are they going to have it on Drury Lane? The funeral?
Can't
Just
do
You
that.
curious.
had to go there.
I just
What was
wondering.
your opinion? What was your opinion when Mark Henry gave birth to a hand?
Stupid.
Okay, I just want to make sure you're consistent.
The greatest thing that
I
ever
don't
happened.
know anyone yet. I have not, and maybe, hey, I know they're out there, but I have not ran into anyone that enjoyed the hand thing. I have not run
Correction,
into
he didn't give
anyone.
birth. Mae Young gave birth.
Right.
You know what I'm talking. We know what you mean. We know exactly what you're talking about. The Katie Vick situation
Oh,
with Triple H
we
and
don't
Ken.
mention that. You don't even bring that up.
This falls into that category of just plain stupid and not needing to be done. It's filler. If you're gonna put, instead of filler, give me another match. Give me an actual match that means something.
It doesn't
But
get
they
you
had
more
the match.
invested.
No.
He beat Ginger.
You know what? When this comes up, when those type of things come up like
This
this,
is like the
it
dog
makes me
food.
do one of two things. It makes me want to grab the remote and change the channel, which is very, very bad, or get up and go make myself a sandwich, get myself a drink, go to the bathroom, the whole 9 yards, and hopefully by the time I get back, it's done, it's over with, and I've missed it.
But then you can't talk about it if you miss it. So you gotta watch it.
Unfortunately, my job for here is to watch everything. You're right. You're right.
So, just to kind of squash the gingerbread thing, only thing I wanted Sami Zayn to do is, I agree. Him coming out and go, I know people are starting to boo me. That's fine. I've got my logo.
I've got my ride and dyers.
Ride and dyes.
Yeah.
But then he should have ended with, you know what? I feel a little oozy.
Why?
Because you know that he's going to end up coming back along with them.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
That's a big fat no yeet.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big fat no yeet. That's not gonna happen.
I don't know about not gonna happen, but not right now.
Not right now. That's not gonna happen.
It'll happen soon because they're going to turn everybody heel. The bloodline's going to turn heel. Everybody's going to turn heel. And so will Sammy.
I don't know.
But just because they're all gonna turn heel doesn't mean they're all gonna be together. And I don't have a problem with Sami Zayn riding the fence in this thing as far as, hey, you know what? For those fans that are still with me, you've been with me since day one. You'll continue to be with me, still being cheered by them. And then these fans that know nothing are just booing because it's like all of a sudden in the middle of the night at 2:01 in the morning, the script flipped. Trick Williams is now the quote-unquote babyface. Sami Zayn is the heel. There was no explanation. There was no nothing to back it up.
I give them credit, them as in Sammy and or Paul, I guess, who's in charge. I give them credit for acknowledging, like, this is really weird that you're booing me.
Sure.
Why are you booing me? I don't understand. And they're just kind of seeing where it goes. I give them credit for that, but then they ruin it with a gingerbread man.
Right.
I'm dying here, chomping at the bit to hear exactly what the big Texan thinks about this situation and the gingerbread man.
I don't know if you want the honest opinion, but
Yeah, we do.
Minus the cursing.
right. So, to me, it's like them not being able to tell a story. You know, you got Trick, you got Sammy, good workers. They should have been able to tell a story without bringing in the gingerbread man. Yeah.
Quote of the century.
Right. God, now I forgot what I was going to say about it. It's just horrible.
Where's the
bring
funeral
back-
going to be at?
Somewhere on SmackDown, probably in the backstage area in some forgotten storage room.
I think
On Drury Lane.
the WWE just needs to let it ride. I think Sammy does need to turn heel, and you know, Trick has always been a babyface, regardless. He's never truly been a heel, and I think the fans did that. So let it ride. How the fans have put them into their slots,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But I'm glad the gingerbread's out. Hopefully it stays out, and then they can tell a story, because that will actually, the fans are doing this, so that means they're invested. So keep them invested the way they want, the way it's going. You know, having Sammy be the heel and Trick being the baby. You know, if anything, it's going to get Trick even higher up on the card. You know.
For sure, 100%. Mr. Simmons.
Let's hope somebody in the creative department don't come up with the idea of recreating or having the gingerbread's family come out or something like that.
boy. Well, we know through the rumors anyway that AI is doing the creative side of things for WWE, and if it's AI that's doing it, anything is possible now. And it could very well, good Lord, Mr. Simmons is throwing a wrench in the whole situation. HD.
Send him a paycheck. He just wrote next week's story.
Right.
Ooh, there you go.
There's royalties there.
There you
we got
go.
We got it recorded.
There you go. Trick Williams, Sami Zayn, who picks up the win? HD Daniels.
Trick Williams. He retains.
I also think that.
When do we ever see on Backlash the champion win back his title after winning it?
Well, Sami Zayn did against Kamala Hennes not too long ago. just before WrestleMania.
Backlash,
Backlash.
specifically.
Oh, on Backlash specifically.
When was the last time someone won a title at Mania and lost it the next show?
Ooh. Ooh.
That's a trivia question because I don't know if it ever happened.
I don't know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, honestly. Superfan?
Only because I have to go against the wave a little bit. I'm going to take Sami Zayn.
Really? He
Just
goes
because.
against the wave like this all the time, and what happens?
I lose.
Creating content.
I'm also in agreement with HD Daniels over here. I think the champion retains. It's too soon for him to lose that championship, especially after the way he won it at WrestleMania. I would also say, and this is just me, okay, get rid of Little Yachty as well. It's time for him to be pushed on to the side. But apparently, from the rumors, he's going to be jumping in there and having a match before much longer as well.
Oh, well, that part I don't quite like, but he has been one of those celebrity, they brought in him as a celebrity, and he's been just fine. Like,
Okay.
I don't think he's been obnoxious. I don't think he's been in your face. He's been
Well, that's true.
He's been Trick's hype man. He did a good job as that, and if that's what they want, fine. Just keep it at that level.
That's true.
Don't put him in a match. Like, now they're going too far.
Okay. The main event for Backlash 2026 will be the World Heavyweight Champion Roman Reigns defending that championship against Jacob Fatu. Superfan, have you enjoyed this storyline between Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu?
I thought it was interesting that he brought out the Samoan death grip,
Mm-hmm. We haven't seen that in
which I
years.
really had forgotten about, and I was like, oh yeah, that's interesting.
It kind of, like what Big Texan was saying a few minutes ago, you got to do things to keep the fans invested.
Right.
And I think that's one of those things.
Yeah, and then the way they played it up with, trying to tell Solo that, hey, he brought out that, and you guys need to leave him alone. It's now the Chiefs, Roman Reigns' determination of what he's going to do with them. But again, it's right after Roman just got the title. He is not going to lose the title. And I think this one actually goes no DQ.
Nope.
Or nobody wins.
So you think a disqualification, a double disqualification?
Double disqualification. I don't
Really?
think there's going to be a winner.
Well, if that's the case, that kind of sets up them to go up against each other again in the future. Maybe. HD?
What I was going to say, I mean, I kind of hope you're right, because Roman's not going to lose. Period. The end. He's not losing his title. Does he lose the match by DQ? I guess that's up for debate. But you debut this tongue and death grip, try to establish Jacob as this monster with this inescapable death grip thing, and then he's just going to lose. So, like, what's the point?
Well, yeah. So would it be a complete shocker to you if Jacob Fatu somehow finds a way to pick up the win in this and become the new champion?
Sure, that'd be a fun shocker, but why? I mean, Roman is not losing for any time soon, at least through SummerSlam.
Mr. Simmons, Roman Reigns, one of these men in this era now that is a second generation. Well, actually more than that, to be quite honest, but direct lineage of that Samoan dynasty from the old school eras. Your thoughts on Roman Reigns and does he keep that championship against Jacob Fatu?
And again, thinking longevity, whether it be a month or a couple months down the road, he's going to keep it. I agree with him that the fact that he's not going to come back, and of course, we're talking about WWE, TKO, or whatever numbers or letters are going by this week. What they're thinking. We can sit here and play devil's advocate, but I think my mind would be he'd win by a DQ somehow, because then you get more lineage out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's kind of what I'm thinking.
I mean, because
as well.
what happens if he wins? Okay, then look what you did to Fatu.
Exactly.
What do you do with him?
Exactly.
The only thing I'm hoping is that the Usos and Fatu team up against Roman, some sort of beatdown.
Yeah.
So you definitely want to see
I
a
want it.
complete heel turn of the Usos and Jacob Fatu
I don't
on
want,
Roman
I
Reigns.
don't want the original bloodline. I'm done with it. Went on my rants last week. We don't need to do that again. I'm tired of it. It's making me turn the channel. I don't want this. I don't want those three as a faction anymore.
Well, let me ask you this. I understand how you feel, but do you think that there are a lot of people out there that feel the same way as you?
I don't know if anybody's thinking
Because I think
about
there
it.
is.
If the idea is presented, they would probably agree, but I haven't seen anybody talking about this. So
Okay.
it might be out there in the ether of the world, but
It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
That's for doggone sure. I'm having a brain fart here, HD, so
Okay,
you're gonna have
what's
to help
wrong?
me here.
what's wrong?
Did we take the second break?
No.
We did not. We're gonna have to take that second break. We've only got about 15 minutes left in
Brain
the
is
radio
gassy.
side of things. Hey, when we get to talk to about wrestling and, everything's going on at once, you forget time sometimes. These 2 hours have gone by so quickly, it's not even fun.
Did you put your prediction down before you go to break?
You know what? Let me look here, because I changed the page here. I absolutely did. In fact, I put it down first before I got
But you
anybody
didn't
else's.
announce what it was.
I did not. You know what? I think that, yes, Roman Reigns is going to retain that championship, but I would find it very interesting if Jacob Fatu and the Usos got together and kind of turned on Roman Reigns, because we've seen on SmackDown over the last couple of weeks, there's been quote-unquote confrontations between
No
the Usos
physicality,
and
though.
Jacob Fatu, but no physicality whatsoever, except for Friday night. He did kind of shoulder elbow
That's okay.
past one of them. I
That's
believe that was Jey Uso.
That was just a buddy. That was just.
It was a hey cuz
Yeah.
type thing. Okay. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Hey, we've got about 15 minutes left to end the show. Less than that. We've got about 14 minutes left in the show. We're going to go ahead and take our last break. And when we come back, we're going to jump into more about this awesome SICW Fanfest that's going on. Get more stuff from Mr. Herb Simmons, the Big Texan, Superfan, HD, Aaron, and myself right after this.
James Scott here, and I'm with John Lang, owner of Mountaintop Motor Company. John, tell us about the latest sales you guys have going on.
King, we don't have one.
Cool.
What? You're an auto dealership. You have to have
Solo
some kind of
lost
sale going on.
teammates, so
No,
now
no
Roman and
quote,
Solo are
unquote sale going
Well,
on.
Solo did lose
And you know why?
teammates.
Because
The only ones he's got left is
Other
Tamatanga and
dealerships, they're
Talatanga.
Most of the time, they're robbing Peter to pay Paul somewhere, and we don't play those
Which-
games from Mountaintop.
It just
We're not
that
about
blew my
sales,
mind.
we're about
That really blew my mind when they let Tonga Loa and JC Mateo go.
Well, Tiger Lowe was always hurt,
Super competitive.
and he really never really did a whole lot.
But he just came back, and they were about to do some. As from what they were saying, they were going to do some huge things with it.
But we always said Jeff Cobb should never been in.
And the Gorillas of Destiny did not get their true run together.
Right.
Yeah. So I was really hoping for that.
But Jeff Cobb should have been in the Vision and not in the.
You think so?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Interesting.
that's an interesting take.
Because then, I mean, Bronson Reed should have been the one that went to the bloodline at the time. Then you could pull Bronson Reed back out.
You mean the MFTs or the bloodlines?
MFTs.
7 days a week.
Then you pull him back out anytime you need
Stop
him.
in or order
Because
online
he's
from
always going to be
Carryout at
that southern
DonJulio'sWinfield.com
Australian
or DonJuliosTroy.com.
with the different
Don
dynasty.
Julio's Mexican restaurant in the Winfield Plaza and Don Julio's
I mean,
Taco
sure.
Express at number 3.
I have no counters. Yeah, I don't know.
On Monday in Winfield.
Sure.
But now you've
Don
pretty
Julio's
much just
Mexican restaurant in the
pigeonholed
Winfield
everything.
Plaza and Don Julio's Taco Express.
And now you're
at
getting
number
rid of
3
people
Troy
that
Center.
JC Mateo is a good wrestler,
Bringing great
but he got put into a faction that he didn't need to be in.
Hasta pronto.
I'm gonna go as far to say the faction
What do you guys
doesn't
do?
appear
Do
to
we
exist here.
recycle? Our
Right.
typical
The MFT
businesses
faction, you
do
mean?
stuff
It's
nobody
done
else can
nothing
get.
for me.
People may have a lot
Well, they
of
haven't
money
really
laying
done
on
anything
property,
with
they
it
just don't
either at the
realize
same
it's a lot of
time.
money
I mean,
sometimes.
they would take
Not where you think
long
it would be.
stretches
Detroit, Winfield, Van Dyke,
between
WD
the
boxes,
MFT
trailers,
matches and the
we cut
YS6
stuff on site.
matches,
We do
and
insurance,
do nothing with the
plumbers, if you have a
YS6
building or
as far as the
building,
MFT
or
side is
that's our
going.
specialty.
It was
Call
weird.
me
It was just
personally or
weird.
the office.
Does anybody give any thoughts to the reason why they're doing all these steps?
Family shoe stores.
We'll talk, yeah, we definitely
No,
talk about
I
it.
mean,
I mean,
I,
but that's a good
I think
question.
a lot of it is they're trying to load up on international stars and trying to rebuild and see what they can push.
Well, the only
through.
international
Maybe
stars they've got
they
is Eden.
may be trying to sell.
I've been kind of wondering about that myself.
Get just the right insoles for you. Finley Shoe Store providing men's and women's quality footwear in Lincoln County area since
They've seen
1947.
this
Finley
over
Shoes,
different times, you know, you're getting ready to unload something, you gotta get your finances in
Operating
shape
Engineers
and,
Local
you
513,
gotta
proud
get
to
those
support the
liabilities
Missouri
off of there.
Tigers, St.
Yeah.
Louis Blues, Kansas
And then
City
the next
Chiefs,
question,
and
who's
local
gonna come in and
high
buy
school
it?
sports on News Radio
And I'm,
KYRO.
if I had to make a pick right now, I gotta say that probably the forefront runners are probably Saudi.
Motor grader,
The Saudi
backhoe,
and
crane
firm
operation, and
investment
maintenance
team
programs
that,
earn college credits and
that sports
employment
firm
as an operator. Visit the local 513 training program website at
Crazy stuff.
iuoe513.com
UFC
and start
doing
building
cuts?
your future today.
I haven't seen any. I haven't seen
I didn't
anything
realize
come across
UFC was
the
still
news.
around.
Well, they're under TKO.
Yeah, I know they are, but you don't even really get any promotion until new, not for a long time, matches or anything, you know. I don't even know who the UFCW champion is right now.
AutoPay is the ultimate summer sidekick.
But I think
It's
their
simple
contracts
and
are different,
secure.
you know, they're
With
contracted
AutoPay,
for one
your
show.
payments
Right.
stay
It's
on
not like
track
they're
and
contracted
reduce
for
your
a
own
year
vacation.
or 5
To
years.
learn more, call us at 1-800-392-3700
So they don't really need to cut, because
Mics are going live.
or visit clipper.com/AutoPay.
Right, right.
Well, welcome back to hour number 2, Uncensored Wrestling Talk. We actually only have about 9 minutes left on the radio side of things. Of course, we are live inside the Gateway Fiber studio of News Radio 105.3 FM, 1280 AM, KYRO. If you're listening to us on the radio side of things, of course, at the top of the hour, you can switch over to Facebook or YouTube. Find it by typing in Uncensored Wrestling Talk. You'll find us, and we'll continue on for a little bit longer on that side of things. But right now, you know, we want to get to talking with Mr. Herb Simmons here, the owner and promoter of SICW, for he has got a huge event coming up on May the 8th and the 9th. It's Fanfest 4, and he has got so much awesome stuff going on with this thing. Paul Ellering, The Powers of Pain, Spike Huber, Bobby Fulton, D'Lo Brown, Harvey Whippleman, one of the newest inductees into the WWE's Hall of Fame, Demolition, Axe and Smash are going to be there. Teddy Long, love me some Teddy Long. Mick Foley is going to be there, doing his one-man show there.
Again.
Hey,
Let me holler at you, player.
exactly.
It just doesn't work.
No, not for him, not with him. Mac Davis, Doink the Clown is going to be there. Johnny Rods, JBL. That's going to be awesome to see him in action. That's going to be very, very cool. Of course, also the Bruiser Brody, Larry Massick, and Tony Costa Memorial going on. The St. Louis Wrestling Hall of Fame is going on that weekend as well. Your thoughts on this FanFest coming up, Mr. Simmons, and maybe some stories that you can tell us about some of these guys and gals coming in.
Well, we're also, every year we celebrate the anniversary of Wrestling at the Chase, and this year, 67 years it's been off the air. It started in 1959 and ran until about 1983. So we always celebrate that because of Sam Muchnick, what he meant for the wrestling. You know, he was the NWA president off and on for about 41 different years, and I had the extreme honor and pleasure of sitting underneath his learning tree due to my good friend Larry Matisek. But, you know, also one of the names that we didn't have on there, it's coming back, Baron von Raschke.
Wow.
Will be there, and Baron was always one of those guys that you love to hate when he come to St. Louis. His first match was against Pat O'Connor when he brought him in, and the Baron is, through his whole life, has had a vision impairment, and at the Hill Auditorium. I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember that, but they had the quarters of it. They came out from
I
behind
am.
the black curtain on the stage,
Yep.
and he actually got lost inside of the keel out of the locker room, and he was winding his way around the corridors there, and Pat O'Connor had went out to the ring first, and he's standing in the ring waiting, and no Baron. They're trying to find him, and then several minutes later, kind of like at a ball game when they're all doing the wave, the fans are cheering and standing up. He had actually got all the way over on the other side of the auditorium and was just flaring down through the crowd with that red cape on.
Oh, wow.
And makes his way down there, and all he could see was the lights underneath the ring. And that's what guided him down there. And he got in the ring, and him and Pat have told me the story multiple times when Pat was still with us, that when they got in there, the first thing Pat told him, where the heck have you been? You left me out here to dry. But, and that was where the first time he actually put the, a lot of people get him confused. There was the brain claw and then the iron claw, which was popular by Fritz von Erich. But Baron started off calling his the brain claw. And then during that match is when O'Connor told him, put the claw on me. And the Baron had him, what the heck is the claw? And he said, just put your hand up to my head. And that's how the brain claw got started with the Baron here in St. Louis.
Very cool. Some of the other names that are coming.
We got Brian Idol from the NWA, and Natalia Markova are joining us, which is we really got a big pop out of that when we announced them. You mentioned Doink the Clown, the Brooklyn Brawler will be there with us.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I don't think the Brooklyn Brawler really gets enough kudos for everything he did in his wrestling career.
Oh yeah.
Actually, what do you think about the Brooklyn Brawler?
Don't ask me. That's I'm not.
You don't know who the Brooklyn Brawler is?
I know who he is, and he's the guy that lost all the time. Don't ask me that because
he was another Barry Horowitz.
I started watching in '96. So.
Well, from what I understand, though, he have trained so many awesome wrestlers.
Great enhancement worker. Yeah,
absolutely.
Put so many guys who made their careers for him. But great guy. But and then you mentioned the Power Pains and people like that. Hollywood, the Glow Girl, is going to be with us. This will be her first time with us. She's always a big attraction. So who else we have, Jim? Offhand, you got
Spinning a Fool, who is not cool. Carlito.
Oh, Carlito.
Carlito
will be there with. Oh yeah, it's Rick McCord, who was a Kansas City guy back in the day with Harley, and then when they worked, he comes in all the time for us. But and of course, I can't say enough for all the local talent that we've got going to be there, because they're going to be out there that Saturday night, ending the show out with all the matches, and big thank you to all the vendors that we got out there. We got a couple of people doing their podcast, and the vendors will have their shirts and items for sale, and it's just going to be a great time. And there's still some tickets available at SICW.org. And if you don't get them online, you can come to the door. We how wrestling is. We try not to turn anybody away.
For sure, absolutely. Big Texan.
Whoop. Got away from me. All right, so yeah, Cowboy Bob Orton, a very good friend of mine. JBL, Greg the Hammer Valentine, Dan Severin, Austin Idol, we already said. Was it Ross Hart, Flash Flanagan, Buff Bagwell. So I mean, there's a lot. Let's see here. Of course, all the Koloffs. Iceman, King Parsons, if you're a WCCW fan.
Absolutely.
So there's Ernest the Cat Miller. So D'Lo Brown. I mean, if you watched any form of wrestling, someone is going to be there that you had watched. It's a great time.
Absolutely. We cannot wait. That's going to be an awesome 2-day event. St. Louis Wrestling Hall of Fame is going on. I believe you are being inducted into that.
Well, we don't talk about that a lot.
Who is some of the other names that are joining you in that Hall of Fame?
Andre the Giant, as I said earlier, is being inducted. We had hoped that his daughter Bonnie was going to be able to join us, but she couldn't. But Chris Owens will be there to accept the honors, and then Spike Huber will be there being inducted in there, and then Johnny Rods. And yes, the St. Louis Wrestling Hall of Fame was built on the premises of the men and women who built the foundation in St. Louis wrestling. Everybody from Sam Muchnick on down, the Buddy Rogers, the Von Erich, Gene Kaniski, you name it, Pat O'Connor, all of the greats are in there. And Larry and I wanted to make sure it maintained that credibility. We don't have limousine drivers or anything like that in ours. So, and we actually have a portable one that we take out and set up, and it'll be there on display next weekend. And then the guys in the locker room, this big guy back here, and all of them called me in the locker room at a show one night and said that they were going to put me in that Hall of Fame. And I said, I appreciate all of that, and but I don't do it for that, and I want to maintain that credibility. And of course, then my wife they had brought in, and she was sitting there and told me to shut up and be quiet. That she's going to get the final word on this. So they are putting me in there, but I just want everybody to know that I still want that foundation that Sam built to maintain that credibility of being the greats of our business and all the future stars out there. So, but it's an honor to be able to say that I'm going to be in it. But it was like last year they honored me at the Cauliflower Alley Club, which is another great organization that I belong to that helps the men and women when they fall under hard times. And they honored me out there with the Promoter of the Year award, and I was honored then to go in with the same time Mick Foley did. So after 53 years, I don't know how much gas is left in the tank, but we're going to get through May 9th and 8th and 9th, and then people's already talking about Fanfest 5, but we'll see.
Very awesome. For the super fan over here, Tim Williams, H.D. Daniels, our resident referee, our newest member of the team, Aaron Morris, I am Sarge, saying thank you so much to you, Mr. Herb Simmons, for everything that you have done for the world of professional wrestling over these many, many decades. Thank you to you for everything. We cannot wait for this FanFest to come up. It's going to be very awesome. We hope that you come back in the future and do more shows with us. And Big Texan, thank you for coming in and jumping in on the...
Saving me.
And jumping on the mics and saving Mr. Simmons. We appreciate the both of you. And for that, on the radio side of things, hey, we're done. But you can jump over to the Facebook. We'll continue on for a few more minutes. And until
YouTube.
And YouTube, yeah. Facebook, YouTube, everything's streaming.
You didn't say it.
I said it then. Until next weekend, hey, for the radio folks, go watch some wrestling.
Director of Legislative Affairs for President Trump and former Democratic Congresswoman Val.
Put that down, push that away. And now we're just on Facebook and YouTube. All right. Let's get into some dirt sheet stuff, shall we? This will be fun. This will be fun. F for W. Huh?
If you say so.
If I say so. By God. F for W Online's Dave Meltzer was told that Kairi Sane's WWE release was at least partially related to the belief she wanted to move back to Japan at some point. When she left WWE the first time, a couple years ago, that was the point of her leaving, was that she wanted to go back to Japan, stay there for a little while, do some things. She did that. And, when she came back, I remember her making the point and saying that she had signed a multi-year deal with WWE because she felt like her time in the WWE was not done. She wanted to do so much more, to include winning that women's championship. And now, all of a sudden, she gets cut, and now they're putting out the belief is that she wanted to move back to Japan at some point. Well, yeah, at some point, way down the road, there was more stuff to do.
Well, see, again, dirt sheets, rumors, whatever they are, you don't know what's right, what's wrong.
True.
I read that one of the reasons was because she was constantly flying back to Japan in between the weeks. And the cost of her flying back was part of her contract, which was excess expense.
Yeah. Well, it also falls into the point of what Big Texan was talking about earlier. With no house shows going on, and you've only got Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, and the occasional PLE, pay-per-view, whatever you want to call them now, if you're only on Raw, you're working 1 day a week,
Mm-hmm.
maybe twice if there's a pay-per-view. That's
So-
hard. That's hard to do.
And I know everybody's just really just trying to get behind and do what they did for R-Truth, bring Kyrie back, bring Kyrie back. I don't think they're going to budge on that one.
No.
The monstrous one, Mike Maverick, big 6'8", 275 pounds, says, "Fellas, good morning. Besides Tim."
The hairless wonder finally chimed in.
He's part of the club. Just leave him alone.
Oh, okay.
Look out.
Maybe he should try Rogaine.
I don't think that's the problem here. Growing the hair is not the problem.
Maybe I should try Rogaine. That's where I mean, if you're gonna...
Well, I didn't want to go there,
Hey,
but...
I mean, he doesn't need it. It's just short right.
Here's something very, very interesting. I definitely want to get everybody's thoughts on this one. Dave Meltzer is also mentioning, and I've read this in a couple of different stories this week, that WWE SmackDown is actually moving back to 2 hours on the June 5th episode rather than waiting until July. Because it was originally going to happen in July that they were going to move back to the 2 hours.
What I read was they're going to 2 hours for Braun Strowman's eating show.
What?
Yeah, so I thought that's where you were going with this.
I hadn't heard that.
Braun Strowman's eating around the country
Yeah,
show.
yeah.
Whatever it's called.
It was on US. That particular show was on the USA Network.
And SmackDown's on USA.
Yeah, and I was
So-
gonna say it was like maybe 3 or 4 episodes of that,
Well, all
something
I
like that,
saw-
and that was it. And then nothing.
Don't ask me where. I saw it somewhere on the internet. SmackDown is 2 hours. Braun Strowman is taking up the third block of wrestling with his eating show.
And those shows were 30-minute episodes.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
I never watched.
So it'll be 2 episodes then after that. But what do you think about SmackDown moving back from 3 hours to 2 hours?
SmackDown should be 1 hour because they don't know what they're doing.
Ooh, that's pretty rough, Superfan.
No, I agree. I mean, if you're going to throw promos like gingerbread and whose handshake you're going to throw out there for 45 minutes, no. I mean, if you have to do a commercial break during a promo, seriously, what are you guys doing?
Mr. Simmons, what do you think? What's your thoughts on this?
Too much without the right contents is bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of those matches where they take those commercial breaks. I mean, boy, back in the day, you never did that. I mean, and I know that's me. I'm old time, but you know, you're trying to make people believe that they're in there doing their business and working, and then all of a sudden we're going to cut away to a commercial break, and then they come back, they're going to still be. Come on now. It's, you know, I've always said just because the toothpaste is out of the tube don't mean we have to keep squeezing it.
I love it. I love it. Big Texan. According to Fightful Select, Hulk Hogan's son Nick has received training offers from several wrestling schools after he recently teased a future career in the ring. Being one that has trained many wrestlers in the ring, what are your thoughts on Nick possibly getting into the business now?
It's going to be a David Flair type of situation.
I was just going to say David Flair.
You know,
Yeah.
Some people just don't need to. It's like Bruno's son. When you have that top of a legend, a name, you know, Bruno, and then your son comes out and he doesn't live up to it. You have Flair and David, you know, and I would hate to say it, but Nick, I've seen some recent pictures where he's got the muscle, he's put on, but he's always going to be a short dude. And even with the muscles, he's still really skinny. And he's got such a name to live up to. I think it's going to be a fail.
If you want to make it work, if you want to give him a shot, you bring him out of the heel and talk about his dad, how rotten he was.
Oh, wow.
That'll
Kind of like
that'll make people like him. A lot of people don't like Hogan right now, though.
kind of like maybe a situation of Dirty Dom against his father's scenario type thing.
I don't mention his name here.
He does not like Dirty Dom Mysterio.
Greatest luchador ever.
Just asking.
To him, he's the king of the luchadors. Fightful's Sean Sapp speculated that Bailey signing with AEW is possible in 2027, but not before then. He thinks she will probably explore the option if AEW makes her an offer at that time. I mean, I know 2027 is, I mean, this year's going by fast, right? And it's right around the corner. But with all these cuts that are going on, do we really need to be talking about Bailey and where she's going to go?
Well,
Or do you
I
think
get
they're
on
not
you.
doing enough with Bailey?
Sarge, I get on you about this every week. They're just making content for people like you to read on their
Hey,
podcast.
it's content for us to talk
But
about.
for you to, it's just funny to me that why are we talking about this? Don't talk about it if you don't want to talk about it. But, see where I'm going with that?
I brought it up because I did want to talk about it.
Okay, well here, you're weird.
But I want to get your thoughts on it.
I think it's good. It's good business of any independent contractor to explore offers.
Absolutely.
That's all I
Absolutely.
have to say.
I'm just gonna throw this in there. If SmackDown goes down to 2 hours, there's gonna be some more cuts.
Yeah.
If you only have 2 shows in a PLE, there's gonna be some more cuts.
Well, Raw right now is running roughly at about the 2.5 hour mark. SmackDown going back down to 2 hours. I mean, that's a huge cut of
And
time.
you gotta think, most of the time on Raw, we get the same matches from the same people.
This is true
And
too.
there's the roster is so big.
Yeah.
There's just gotta be more cuts. Especially if you wanna bring up the NXT guys. You know,
Yeah.
so someone's gotta go. We might not be through with it.
Well, Gingerbread Man just died, so there's a spot open.
Right.
But did he fill a spot?
Yeah. He filled some time.
Sapp had this to say about the use of AI in WWE. While discussing the Sol Ruca Zario video that was on this week's NXT, the AI slop that they're posting with the videos, that's a TKO thing. TKO loves using that AI. Any way they can cut costs, they're gonna do it. And maybe that's one of the ways that they're cutting costs is using AI instead of using actual people's brains for this
You
stuff.
don't gotta pay anybody to sit down and digitally edit a video. It's there, it's done.
It's done. It's done.
But if you seriously have used AI, I mean, I use AI every day. It is such a time consuming because, like, even if you have them do pictures, like, and carry over to the next picture, they always screw up something, so you gotta start all over. So, man, it's AI. It's gonna be great down the road. You know, it's gonna save some money down the road. Right now, it's gonna make you look like a fool.
Major growing pains right now
Yes.
with it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you, 100%. Let's see here. What else can we talk about? AEW this week.
Yes, AEW Dynamite was really good. I like Dynamite this week.
Mhm.
To me, it's the wrestling show of the week. I like kind of what they're doing with Darby. You know, even
be a
though
hater.
I'm ready for him to lose it. It's going to be a short reign. I'll be happy when he does.
Don't be a hater, he's putting on great matches.
He is.
Yes.
That match with Brody King.
It was
wow.
It was very good again. You know, now you got 2 weeks in a row. You had, you know, Tommaso Ciampa and then Brody King. Now next week you got Kevin Knight,
Yeah.
which should be a really good match.
Was able to pull off the win against MJF with a bad knee. Very good stuff. Kevin Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, to me, AEW at least, yeah, they're still got some promo issues. If you ask me, not everybody's great on the mic with them. But as far as the matches go, I really enjoy watching AEW matches.
Yeah. It's been a great program, both on Dynamite and Collision. Coming up, AEW's Dynamite on Wednesday night is going to be a 3-hour special.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to see that Darby Allin versus Kevin Knight matchup. But where do you think, HD, that Darby Allin loses that championship And who does he lose it to?
I don't know who he's going to lose it to, but I don't see it being a long reign, and that's okay with me. He
Mhm.
had his time, his dream, he finished his story. That was the story. I'm going to die or I'm going to win the title. And
he definitely
won-
tried to die several times on his own.
And he won the title. I don't know. MJF is the one that makes sense for him to lose it to.
Mm-hmm.
But then we're back with MJF. I don't know.
See, and that's who I'm thinking that he's actually going to end up losing the belt back to is MJF.
Probably.
And it could very well be coming up on May the 24th
And,
at Double or Nothing.
and that'd be okay. It would be alright.
Yeah.
It'd be fine.
I kind of disagree. I think it's actually, they're going to rework Swerve and bring back Swerve.
Swerve is going after Bandito.
Yeah,
I know he's going after
Bandito
Bandito right now.
And that Ring of Honor World
In the Ring of Honor. He's going to take that and he's going to use that as that stepping stone again to go, hey, I took down one champion, now I'm going to take another. I'm going to be a
We
double
don't see that
champ.
very often with a Ring of Honor champion going after any other belts in AEW.
I love Swerve, so yeah.
See, I can see Swerve being the one that's going to, now you put Swerve back on top as a heel, you got plenty of baby faces to run against.
Well, I'm really interested to know what Mr. Herb Simmons here thinks, and the Big Texan, about...
Why does he do this to you?
He's a guest on the show. I definitely... Hey, it's pulling knowledge
See,
from...
he pokes
from
the bear. I don't poke the bear.
I noticed that.
You see that? You know what? I really don't poke
I'm
the
really
bear.
gonna poke the bear at you in a minute. Darby Allin, what's your guys' thoughts on a competitor like Darby Allin that throws everything against the wall basically and takes huge risks night after night after night?
Just to help Herb get into this, Darby Allin is the Ric Flair of the territory days. And I say this because if you watched any territory match with Ric Flair, can I cuss now?
Yes, absolutely.
He would get his ass handed to him and then find some way to get on top. That way he got the big guy in that territory over and built him up, and then he went on and did another territory, another match somewhere else. He is taking an ass whooping every fucking match, and then finds a way to win. So I think the only thing that's going to eliminate him is his size. And I hate to say that this business is built on size, but it is built on size.
Mm-hmm.
And some big old guy, and doesn't have to be MJF, but some big old guy can just easily knock him down a peg and take the belt. But I think they can carry this on for a little while longer. It doesn't have to be a short-term stint. You know, they can stretch this as long as they keep that same thing going. He's never going to be the one that's going to dominate anyone. But if he can squeeze out the last minute move that confuses or his opponent and capitalizes and gets the win, then they can do that. You know, because the fans love him. So
Not
they
these
are
two.
making.
Not these two.
Well, I just think that he takes too many big risks in the match, and when you do that sort of thing, it's like
It's a numbers game.
It's a numbers
Eventually
game.
It's gonna backfire.
Exactly.
He came close, a year or so ago, but he's still willing to take the disadvantage or the.
And when you do those kind of things, it shortens your career as well. I mean, it
That should
just
make
does.
me like him more. He's doing it for you.
Or the other person, if it's not Swerve Strickland, what about Kyle Fletcher?
He's hurt.
He's
I know
injured.
he's injured, but do you stretch out Darby's run long enough for Kyle to come back?
I mean, everything Kyle does is good. They put
That's
on a
the
good match.
question. How long is Kyle Fletcher going to be out? I mean, we don't know the specifics of that right now. If he's out for maybe 4 to 5 months, okay. If he's out 9 months to a year, maybe that's too long. Maybe that's too long. Are you ready to rock and roll?
Well, I got to do something with my son, but if you guys want to keep
Let's
going.
go ahead and,
Okay.
and
All right.
jump up here real quick, and we'll get this thing all finished. Again, we want to say thank you so much to Mr. Herb Simmons and the Big Texan coming in to talk about SICW Fanfest May the 8th and 9th. Fans, go check out SICW.org. Get your tickets before they're gone. As I always say, whenever you're getting tickets for a wrestling event, get them early. Get them early, because if you try to get them at the day of the event, you're probably going to be out of luck, to be quite honest. You're going to be on the outside looking through the windows wondering what's going on. Again, thank you to Mr. Herb Simmons. Thank you to the Big Texan, for the super fan Tim Williams, for Aaron Morris, for HD Daniels. I am Sarge saying thank you for watching, and until next Sunday, go watch some wrestling.
I just wanted to show you. So when you're done live on YouTube, you just hit that X.
They're on YouTube.
Are you sure you want to stop?